Bonjour cunts, how are we all? It is coming to the end of 2025. It's coming to the end. We're about to go into 2026. There's a lot of people that I bet are planning to get rich in 2026. I want to get rich in 2026. 2026 is going to be my year. So today I've put together a bunch of tips, I guess, for you guys to be as successful as possible next year. So I'm just going to list off the things that I think that you guys have to do to be able to achieve success in 2026. Starting off, tip number 1, meditation. That was a joke. We're not fucking gay, okay? We're not doing meditation. Tip number 1 is understanding first what we have to learn, understanding skills, understanding how simple it actually fucking is, and where the internet plays a role in all this shit. Right now, there's 2 main skills that you have to learn, or maybe you just have to learn one, right? But you have to learn one of them to make money. Marketing and sales. It's that fucking simple. I don't care what business model you want to get into. I don't care what's happening. You will not make money unless you need to know at least 2 of those skills, right? If you want to do drop shipping, you need to know marketing. You need to know the skill of going viral. You need to know the skill of building an Instagram page organically. You need to know it, right? If you want to do a high ticket offer, if you want to get into remote sales, if you want to get into appointment setting, you want to get into remote closing, it doesn't fucking matter. You need to learn sales if you want to make fucking money. So learning skills is super fucking important. That is the first thing we need to understand. Don't worry about digital products or which fucking special business model is going to work. The only thing that's never going to fucking change is learning skills. You need to learn them. So that's number 1. Tip number 1, we need to understand that. Tip number 2, start fucking now. Start now. I know we're in the end of the year. This is the time that everyone sort of slacks off. They go on holidays. Everyone's relaxing off for the end of the year. You've got all this time off. This is the best time for you to knuckle down, get some motion, have a decent crack at your own fucking life, and make something of yourself. You have 2 options. There'll be people that will say, oh yeah, I'll start next year. Wait till the year's over and then I'll start. That is no different to whatever the fuck you've been doing this whole year anyway. You're just putting it off. You're just procrastinating. You're going to do the exact same thing when the year comes around. Why do you think next year is going to be any different to last year's Christmas? Or the Christmas before that? Or the Christmas before that? It's not. So you need to start now. I don't care what excuses you got. You can go, we've got a month left of this year. You can go into next year with fucking motion. I left my job after 1 month, right? I started, went as hard as I fucking could for a month, and then I left my job. That could be you. That could be you finishing up for the year, right? Going as hard as you fucking can, and then not going back to work next year. And then starting to build and build and build. Obviously, you're not going to be a fucking millionaire in a month, but you're going to be out of your job. You're going to be working towards your goals. You're going to have some fucking motion. So start now is the second tip. Any other answer to when should I start other than now is procrastination. I don't care if it's like, oh, I'll start. It's 7 o'clock tonight. I won't start. It's fucking, I've got this party on. I got something on the weekend. It's procrastination. You're putting off exactly what you need to do. And what's going to happen is, 1, you'll never start and then you'll stay exactly where you are. Or you'll put it off for so long, then finally start and wish that you just fucking started when you said you were gonna. Righto, tip number 3 is accountability. This is probably the biggest thing and the biggest transformation you will ever have in your fucking life. Just learning to take full accountability for your fucking life and your situation. You cannot become successful without this one trait, okay? And that means obviously understanding that every decision you have made has led you to where you are right now, and it's your fault. If you're not where you want to be, it's your fault. It's not this other person's fault. It's not your parents' fault. It's not anyone else's fault but you, okay? Obviously, there's things that happen in our lives that we can't control and it may delay us, but it's the decisions you make after those things happen that dictate where you end up. So you need to have full accountability of your fucking life, of your decisions, of anything that goes right or wrong, okay? So that's third tip. Get that. That's your new mindset. Everything. I'm in full control of my fucking life right now is how you should be thinking about shit. Bro, I've just pulled over. But next tip, right? Learning to say no to people. You need to learn to say no to cunts. You need to learn to say no to your parents. You need to learn to say no to your friends. You need to learn to say no to, people in your life, and protect your time. Because right now, your most valuable asset that you have is time. Time outside of, your 9 to 5, or time outside of where you're busy and you have to run errands and all this shit that you have going on in your life. Your time outside of stuff you have to do to survive is so fucking valuable, because that's where you're going to be spending your time to, obviously get out of your job or get out of your 9 to 5. You need to protect that time, and you need to learn to say no to your friends. You got to sacrifice, obviously, going out on the weekend with the boys and getting blasted, or, maybe you like surfing, or maybe you like hiking, or maybe you like doing all these things, right? You got to sacrifice that for a little bit of time so that eventually you can do it whenever you want, okay? So learning to say no is going to be vital to you becoming successful. Every single successful person I know values their time, okay? And people won't value your time if they don't value their own. I've got friends, God bless them, but they think I've got unlimited time to hang out with them. I don't, because I've got things to do. I've got goals and things I need to achieve. I can't spend all of it being a yes man. I can't spend it all the time just saying, yes, no worries, let's do that, let's go hang out. You got to learn to say no. Next tip that needs to happen. This is a must. You need to learn to be alone. You need to learn to be alone, not lonely, alone. They're two different things. Being alone and being lonely are two completely different things. Being alone is just no one around you, and you need to be okay with that. Being lonely is a feeling. I'm sure that you've heard, if you try to get a girlfriend and you're not okay with being alone, and you're not okay with who you are, and you're not okay with what you're chasing, you're going to be very reliant on that relationship, and it's going to be kind of shit, and you're not going to be able to actually give as much as you want. I'm sure you've heard it all the time. You need to learn to be alone and believe in whatever the fuck you say is going to happen, and you need to just be able to do it without anyone cheering you on. I did majority of my fucking year with no one cheering me on. With absolutely no one. I actually had the opposite. I had people around me telling me I should stop. I had people around me telling me that it wasn't going to work. I had people around me telling me that I'm working too hard, that I'm delusional, that it's silly and I look cringy and all this shit. You need to be able to do shit alone without anyone there cheering you on, without anyone supporting you. So that is a thing that must fucking happen. And you need to understand that it's gonna fucking happen. You're gonna be alone. You're gonna have to show up without a team member there. You're gonna have to show up without, someone clapping you out of fucking bed at 4 a.m. because you got work, so you got to do more work in the morning before you go to work. It's just it's a must. It will also make your life so much easier and simpler. All these things I'm saying, yes, you need them to be successful in business, but even if you're not doing fucking business, even if you're just living your life exactly how you are, if you learn all these things, like taking accountability, learning to be alone, learning to stop procrastinating, just start things when you say you're going to do them, your life's going to be better no matter fucking what. You're going to enjoy life a lot more. You're going to be able to cope with life a lot more. Your mental health's going to be a lot better. This isn't just about business, but you're never going to be successful in business without it. But now on to the last tip for this video, which is probably going to be the most important. Speed is everything. Speed is fucking everything. Speed up the process. Start things now and do things as quick as fucking possible. And the reason for this, right? People like to go, I'll take my time. I'll go slow. Let's see what happens, right? opportunities can come and go so fucking quick. They can go like that. So you can start working on something, taking your time, being slow, and the opportunity's gone by the time you've even took a shot. The second reason speed's so important is because the more you do things, the more shots you take, the more you're going to learn. If I take a bunch of shots and I fail a bunch of times, maybe something, I get a little bit better each time, I'm going to have a feedback loop going of try something, that didn't work, let's change this. And I'm learning and I have this massive feedback loop constantly fucking happening. You're going to be successful so much quicker than anyone else. And you're going to know things a lot more quicker than anybody else. The reason I was able to get out of my job so quick, right, wasn't because I was smart, wasn't because I had the right people around me. It was because I just fucking went as quick as I could. As quick as I could, as much as I could. I took as many shots as I fucking could. That's simple. There was people that were way smarter than me. There were people that were way more qualified. There were people that had more time, but I just took more fucking shots and I went quicker. That is literally it. So speed to the fucking goal. Set a goal, try to get there as fucking quick as possible. It doesn't matter if you don't get there on time, but just act in a way that you're gonna fucking die if you don't get there on time. Act in a way if you don't get there tomorrow, you're gonna fucking die. But that is my tips for obviously becoming successful next year, going into 2026. It is super fucking vital that this shit, is something that is on the front of your mind coming into next year, or the front of your mind right fucking now. Like I said before, you need to start now, because if you let it slip, it's just going to be an absolute repeat of last year. Things have to change for things to change. It's that simple. You have to act different. If you just wait for things around you to change, then you're not in control of your own life. You're not in control of where your life goes. You have to seek change. You have to actively change things in your life if you want to end up where you want to be. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, and then maybe change will come from externally, but it's not going to take you to where you go. That's why people end up in jobs they hate secretly, or situations they hate, because they're just like in a job, they're happy, they're complacent, and then a couple things change around them, and then now I have to work more because prices have gone up, or now I lose my job and now I have to go work here at a shitter job, or a job that you hate less. It's just, if you're constantly waiting for things to change instead of you seeking change, you're not going to end up where you want to be. But hopefully this video was some sort of value. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit, and you can now smash out next year. Start fucking now. 99% of you guys are probably going to fucking just go doom scroll, back to jerking off, back to fucking doing whatever the fuck you do, doing fuck all. But there's going to be a 1% that actually do something about it, and you'll change your fucking life. But anyway, bonjour cunts.